Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are continuing with the You Are Remarkable stamp set, and it's a bit of a throwback Thursday. I'm pulling in the Happy Birthday from the Sweetly Scripted set, and I'm also doing this a bit of a throwback to way back in the day when paper toll was a big deal, and that's where you cut layers of exactly the same thing and then put, similar to dimensionals, we use silicone beading, like silicone drops, but lifted the piece up so that it looks 3D. So what I did to do that is I stamped the flowers in basic gray, and then I stamped the center with Daffodil Delight, and then took my blending brush and just added a little bit of ink just to kind of bring the yellow forward. Then I fussy cut them out. And used my sponge mat to kind of press the middle down, and then used my bone folder to kind of curve the petals around so that it's more 3D, and then dimensionalized it onto this piece here. This one, I'm going to change it up a little bit in the video, and you can let me know if you like version 1 or version 2 better, but let's get started. I need the Stylish Shapes square die, and this is the second largest square die. I've got a basic white card base and a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white. I'm going to take my basic gray, and I'm going to stamp the flower. And I want the flower head to be quite central to the top of the card. So I'm just going to pop this down like this. There we go. And I'm also going to take, in the basic gray, the Happy Birthday, and I'm going to stamp it along the bottom. Okay, so we're just going to pop this down like this. There we go. So we've got our Happy Birthday going on. And I'm going to take Granny Apple Green and I'm going to fill in the leaves like that. Okay. If you wanted to do the flower a little bit higher, you probably could. I'm probably a little bit too low on that. And because I've thought that this was just a little bit plain, I'm going to add some scatter dots around, knowing that I'm going to need to be just a little bit kind of outside. And then when I look at this, I'm going to cut this out. And so the scatter dots are going to kind of be on both sides, the cutout piece and the 5 1/4 by 4 piece. So if I just kind of mock this up like this, I think I need some scatter dots around the bottom as well. They look kind of floating with no particular purpose the way it is now. Okay, and maybe I'll just, for fun, I'll just put some down there. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is I need to cut this out. I don't need to color in any of this because I'm going to be covering it up and making that kind of 3D paper toll or paper toll effect. So I'm lining this up, and I need to make sure that I'm straight. So I'm just going to add in some sticky notes to hold that in place. And then I'm just going to turn the whole thing so I don't have that straight edge going against my roller. And we're going to run it through the die cut machine. All right, so I've really enjoyed the series this week. Taking just one stamp set with no dies and no designer series paper. I'm trying to come up with lots of different ways to use it, just so that everybody can kind of understand that you don't need a lot of things to make a really fun card. Okay, so there's my die cut piece, and you can see the scatter dots around the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dimensionalize this onto the card. So lots of dimensionals on this one, but I'm just going to keep laying them around the edge like this. Okay, and coming in and grabbing some more. And I'm going to pop one down like that too. So lots of dimensionals to keep this kind of raised up so it doesn't collapse down. So I'm just going to bring in my bowl. Here we go. And so yes, I hope that you have enjoyed the series so far this week as much as I have. It's really kind of challenged me creatively to make sure that I am being able to use a single stamp set in a lot of different ways. Okay, we're going to center that, drop that down, and then we're going to flat mount this piece because we want that kind of 3D effect. So I'm just going to line this up here and drop it down like that. There we go. And now I'm going to take my flower here and I'm going to pop it over top like that. And you'll get a bit of a 3D image because the image is underneath. And so when you look at it, you can still see a little bit of that outline. And then I had some of these glossy dots and I used the medium size ones in the Daffodil Delight to just add a little bit of interest and keep the eye moving around the card. So there we go. So that's version 2, that's version 1. I think I like the basic gray here, but I think I would move the flower up just a little bit. But anyway, so version 1, version 2, which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comments and let's create together again soon.